So with our JT B.R.A.S system, we had an original way of installing these nut plates. And if you remember in the previous video, we kind of did a workaround, but we didn't really show you the detail. So I want to show that detail today. What I've done is I've laid out all the individual nut plates as to where they're going to be mounted, but they mount underneath that rail system. It's key to understand that while these are universal left and right, there is some orientation that you need to be aware of. One is, if you look at the long nut plates, each one of them has an arrow pointing forward. So for obvious reasons, we're gonna make sure that those nut plates are pointed forward. You'll also notice that next to those arrows is a notch. Those notches here and here next to the arrows will go to the outside. So once you have that orientation in place, then you can begin the process of putting them in place. So in the previous, we talk about the things that we need to take off. One is the factory top pieces, top rails, the plastic covers. If you have the option for the actual tie downs that are part of the Jeep, which this one does not, but the previous one did, and removing the tail lights. Taking the tail lights makes things a little bit easier, and we'll show that as part of our install. One is this nut plate here that is going to match the contour of the corner of the bed. That simply will just go up inside here, push up into place, get it located, and we'll just go ahead and drop a button head screw in here for now, and we'll talk about all that as we move forward. And we don't want these tight because they do need to be able to move around a little bit. So that's going to be the simplest one that we do. One of the things we're going to do that makes this really super easy and allows us to work from the top, as you noticed in the previous video, is the use of these wires. So we're going to go ahead and probably supply these. Most likely we'll supply these. We'll put the loops in them and we'll give you kind of the form that they're going to need to be. This is how this one is going to set underneath. So what we're going to do is we have access through here. Now this will be a little more difficult when the cab is in place, but trust me, it does go in there. So you're just going to feed that wire in. We have placed that in this back hole here as it sits with the orientation. And so we will do the same thing, pulling it up through this hole here. So we'll just feed it through here. Like so. Bring it into place. Pull it up. And then we'll put a screw in there to hold it in place. Later on, once we get those in place, we'll simply cut the wires and the excess will drop out through the bottom and it's a done deal. Okay, so we have the nut plates. We showed you what the orientation was, and we're gonna feed this one from the very back of the bed. There is a small space between the outer wall and kind of the reinforcement slash bucket for the tail light. So we're gonna go ahead and feed that through there. We've marked the holes that this wire is going to come up through. So if you look at the top of your bed rail, you can see that we already have the forward nut plate in place. And so we're gonna go to this third slot. And then on the next one, we'll show you how that works. But for right now, we're gonna slide this one all the way up so that the wire comes up, we'll pull it into place, and then we'll have to find a way. We have another hook that we're gonna pull this up. So we'll feed that in, pull this up into place, and then we'll get the hardware started. Okay. Let's pull that back just a little bit. Get it coming back. There we go. Whoop. Okay, a little more. Okay, got a screw handy. All right, so we're gonna put our last nut plate in. It's the one that goes between the back corner and the one that we just finished. It's gonna go in the, let's see, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. We've marked that with a piece of tape. We're not including this back nut plate, so we're gonna start with this hole here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, again, remembering your orientation, your arrow forward, and your notch that's in the side is gonna go out. All right, so there's our notch right there. So that's gonna go out. So we want it to feed up like such. So we're gonna actually drop this one down through that hole, like so. And then we'll turn it in such a fashion that we can pull it up and get it into place. And we can get a screw started in there. And our nut plates are installed. Thanks for watching our install video. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more videos on installs, around the shop, and exciting new releases by American Adventure Lab. Don't forget to check out our website for more products and accessories to enhance your off-road experience. And if you have any questions, suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.